Previously on Knight's Quest, Saoirse and Zataar went into the Daypide Manor looking for Silene's stolen goods, including her tiny supplies. This resulted in them having dinner with the family and laying up a storm, and that led to them creating a deal with Dito Daypide that they would get rid of the Red Cutlass. Along the way, they greatly upset Zampa Daypide, who has tracked them down and is ready with his goons to fight the truth out of them. So swash your buckles and rate your pies, because it's time for another adventure here on Knight's Quest.
Are you ready?
And there's our cold open. Welcome back to Knight's Quest, folks.
Are you ready to rumble?
Oh, there he goes. Oh, he's back. Okay. You did like a Doppler thing for a second there.
I did.
Is it physically possible for us to get away from the WWF?
No. And it is called the WWE now, Jake. So
right, but when they did that, it was the WWF.
Well, we're the KQ podcast. So, welcome back to Knight's Quest. So,
the segues are just getting better and better
every time, folks. If that seemed like it was maybe one of our weaker cold opens, I want to pull back the curtain. We haven't recorded in over a month, so
why would you tell them this? We record every hour on the hour. Nathan's lying. Don't listen to him. We would never do such a thing. And this isn't a weak, this is a strong cold open. I don't know what you're talking about. Only the strongest.
You know, this is a warm open at best.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good thing.
For some reason, I genuinely thought you were going to say, if you think this is one of our weaker cold opens, we hate you. Go away.
This next song is called We Hate You, Please Die.
I think I've also learned the times we call attention to the cold open
is every time.
Are the ones,
yes, I agree.
Are the ones that we think are the worst. Everyone's like, that's the best one. That's the best quality content. And I'm like, I don't think so.
Nathan, I appreciate you trying to manifest this.
That's what The Secret was about, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, is about podcast openings.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was love the whole time.
Yes. No, we're glad to be here with you, recording again, jumping back into this story, because there is going to be a rumble. There's going to be a little tussle going on, rustling a tussle in the alleyways of the heel, and I'm anxious to get back into it. So shall we?
Yeah. I'm anxious to let's get ready to it. The rumble, I mean. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, we're going to get started. All right, we've calculated the order. It is going to go Zataar, Zampa, Saoirse, and then the goons.
The boys.
All four of them. And, of course, we got Alfonso, Rodrigo, Chuck, and Richard. So, in case you forgot, the four goons, they're all here.
Were they all also in the Flynn fight?
They were all in the Flynn fight.
So they've had a busy day, yeah.
They've had a busy day. We've all had a busy day. Let's get to it. Zataar? Take it away.
Yeah, Zataar's going to use his move, what's that behind you?
Oh, yep.
Which he did use one time before.
Yes, he did.
He is going to try and pull a fast one on them.
So I believe for that one you used a PP.
Yep.
Which I know you still have at least one of left.
Yep.
And you rolled persuasion against them.
Yes. Which I have a green and 2 yellows.
That's right, because we have to roll for you tonight.
Yes. Unless I can find, like, a Star Wars dice thing online.
I'm going to roll for you on this one while you look that up. Well, you're going to probably want to eventually roll for yourself, because
Oh, no.
I didn't do good for you, my man. So it's technically a failure, because I rolled no successes, only advantages.
Okay.
Which totaled out to 2 advantages overall. So you're not going to be able to pull a fast one on them to see what you're doing. But you do get 2 other advantages. So What would you like to get from the situation? I'll say the original goal of what you were doing was to get an advantage on your next attack against them, right?
Yes.
Can't do that one, but maybe I can give you some info about them. Maybe they were distracted, but in that brief moment, how they reacted, you learned something about them.
I like the idea that I would glean some information about them. Oh, hey, I can roll online.
No way.
Great.
Yeah.
Let's do that moving forward.
All right.
Do you want to get 2 bits of info then for each advantage?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to say info bit number...
Do you want me to say what he says?
Sure. Yes. Yeah.
Right away, his hand goes to where his hip be at, and then he kind of straightens up and takes his hand off of his sword, and he looks past the group of ruffians and says, Fabrizio, what are you doing here?
Yes.
It doesn't work, right? I think maybe one of the goons kind of does a quick look back, and I'm going to say this is where one of your bits of info comes in. The goon who looks behind him is Alfonso, and you can see claw streaks across his face. So you learn Alfonso has been wounded already, and you know those claws. You know who wounded him. I'm going to say that by looking at Zampa as well, who is not fazed at all by this. Guy shakes his head. Disappointment. You can also see that he looks a little bit worse for wear as well, as if he had been zapped. You can see his hair kind of still stands up a little bit on end. He wasn't able to clean it as well. So that 2 bits of info is you learn that both Alfonso and Zampa have taken 1 harm, and you now remembering a little bit of the story you eavesdropped. They have fought your crew, but they don't know it was your crew.
Our crew, right.
But you do, so you have that upper hand in the situation. Now it's Zampa's turn, and he's going to fight way different than he did last time.
Okay.
He's going to take his club that he's got, or not his club, his walking stick.
Yeah.
And he's just going to walk up and just swing to attack Zataar. He's not playing around. He's cutting right to it this time. He has had a day, and he just wants to end it. Okay, so he is going to succeed with a disadvantage.
Okay.
So he is going to deal 1 harm to you. I think he just hits your left arm. So he swings and ends up hitting your left arm. So you're going to take 1 harm there. And the disadvantage is going to be the...
Could I say Zataar grabs his cane? I like the idea that he kind of locks him in to a grapple.
Okay, so then he swings, he hits your arm, but then you kind of grab him since you weren't holding your sword yet. You grab his cane... and now you've got him in that position.
Cool.
Okay, Saoirse.
Now that Zampa has made it clear his primary attack is going to be that cane, she's going to take out the Bowie knife that she picked up at the... Oh, my lord.
Razor Gator.
Yeah, I was trying to think of the name of the place. She's gonna...
at the Callus.
Callus, thank you. She's going to unsheath that, I guess, and she's going to go for his hand.
Oh.
If she can get him to drop or be unable to use the cane, then that's going to be a big asset. Yeah.
Make a weapon handling attack.
Okay.
Because you're going for a very specific part of his body.
Yeah.
I would say at a setback.
Sure. Give me a difficulty.
Difficulty is 2.
Okay. We're looking at 1 advantage, but that is a failure. Yeah. Failure with 1 advantage.
So you're not able to stab his hand, which would have dealt harm and likely caused him to let go.
Yeah.
The advantage could be, and this might be just what you want anyway, my brain says, that in order to avoid being attacked, he just lets go.
Okay.
He lets go. He doesn't get hurt, but he does drop the cane, which is kind of what you're going for anyway.
Right. I like him letting go of the cane.
He missed the hand. He lets go. Now, Zataar, you are holding the cane. And he is rendered without a weapon. It is now time for the 4 goons' turn, who are, they were hanging back. I think what they're going to do, they all have clubs in this situation.
The cane, are we talking just like a gentleman's walking stick, like a straight stick, or does it have the hook at the top? Because that's important.
Yep. It is a straight stick with metal on the end, like metal caps.
Okay.
Yep. But there's no hook.
So the boys must have reacquired their bludgeoning items then.
They've just picked up some new ones. They've picked up some proper bludgeoning items.
Okay, good.
There's a room at the estate that just has an infinite supply of backup clubs.
That was a reference to one of our Patreon episodes. So if you didn't quite get what we meant by that, go check out the Patreon episodes.
Oh, boy.
And you'll learn more about the boys and their bludgeoning items.
Yeah.
Anyway, they've got him. They got him back. And I think they're just going to surround the two of you. So you're now kind of in the middle of this situation.
Oh, boy.
And I think it's got to be 2 of them attack Saoirse, 2 of them attacks Zataar.
Oh, boy.
Which is not good, because both of you have already taken at least 1 harm, if I remember correctly, right? I'll say, all right, so both of you have at least taken 1 harm. Saoirse, you've taken 2.
That is correct.
So here's what we're going to do. Let's make 2 attacks on each of them. So let's divide it up. I'll roll against Zataar, along with Jamie. So we'll both roll against Zataar. And then, Jake, can you make 2 rolls against Saoirse? Again, Zataar has a 1 difficulty, and the boys, the goons, have 2 for their roll.
So it's just 2 greens and 1 purple?
2 greens, 1 purple. And then Saoirse has a 1 as well, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
So Jake, just make 2 of those.
Well, it depends on where they're trying to hit her, because I do have a helmet.
That's true. if they go for her head. Okay, I got good news. I failed.
Yeah.
One miss on Zataar.
The other attack on Zataar is also a failure, but with 2 advantages.
Okay, so Zataar makes it out of that one.
One of the hits was a success with an advantage, and the other one was a failure with advantage.
Okay, so 2 advantages as well in that situation overall.
So the hits on Zataar were all failures, but 2 advantages total.
Yep.
The hits on Saoirse were 1 success, 2 advantages total.
2 advantages total.
Okay. Yep.
So here's how I'll clean it out. We got the 4 boys. And we're going to say this time it was Rodrigo. Rodrigo hits Saoirse with a bludgeon. I'm going to say hits your arm. You instinctively went to block it, but it hits your arm and it hurts.
I'm writing down arm bludgeon.
Good. I'm going to say these advantages that all of the goons get are just going to be spread amongst them evenly now. Each of them will get a boost on their next attack.
I hate that.
Yeah, because now that they've surrounded you, they've kind of cornered you in. So that's where they're at. Things are not looking good for the squad. So Zataar,
not great.
Your turn.
Zataar is going to... He's got to get some distance between these goons and him and Saoirse. He is going to do some Usran sword fighting stuff.
Ooh.
Oh, love that. Okay.
He's gonna do some Usran sword form. So since he now has the cane, also.
Oh yes.
He is going to draw his sword, and he's going to do a circular swipe at ankle level.
Cool.
With the intention being to either harm or at least push people back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then, regardless of the success of the swipe, because again, it's not intent. The point is not to harm. The point is to make space. But he's going to position himself with the sword kind of above his head, like a scorpion stinger.
Oh, I love that.
And the cane out in front of him. So he's striking a pose after that.
So is the goal of the whole shebang to make room and get rid of their buffs? Is it to deal harm, or is it to intimidate?
The point is to make room and intimidate.
Then I think you've kind of made a move here, inadvertently.
I like it.
Yeah.
You're going to roll weapon handling with the effect of other stuff.
Yeah.
Here's your move. Here's the move you've created. Roll weapon handling, and if you succeed, you remove the boost that your opponents have, whatever that may be. Because you've...
Okay.
Intimidated them, or because you've dissuaded them, but that's what it's going to do.
What's the difficulty?
I'm going to say for this one it's going to be... There's a lot of them, so I'm going to say 3.
Okay, it's a success with 3 disadvantages.
Okay. Interesting.
I don't know how that factors in this instance, but...
Yeah, it's important. I know how that works. So you're going to be successful. You do this little swing. You knock off all of their boosts, kind of disrupting their nice tight form that they had. Does he say anything when he does this move? Does he make a noise, a shout, a little chant, or is it silent?
He is silent. He does make a noise. He kind of drags the blade along the cobblestones.
Oh yeah.
But he doesn't do anything.
Sure.
Yet.
You succeed at what you're wanting to do. You've removed all their boosts, but I think in the process you did get hurt. I think
Oh, God.
Alfonso, he's just able to get an opportunity attack in as you're spinning around, and so you're going to take one hit to the back. But they are all pushed back from this, so that is 2 of the disadvantages. We've established that 2 disadvantages can equal harm. And then I think the third one is that, and maybe this is what you wanted, you've drawn their attention. You are now going to be their primary target.
Okay.
And again, maybe that's something that ends up being what you want, but that's the result. All right, this makes it Zampa's turn, and I think it's at this point that he kind of starts to laugh.
Oh boy!
Seeing this big show, and so I think Zampa's like, hey, "Look at this guy. He struts into town. He does a little bit of showboat, and he thinks he's the king of the roast. Thinks he's the top of the castle. Let me remind you, Brodring. All right, you wave scum. I'm a descendant of the De Piede family, and you made a mockery of me. You have sullied my vibes, sir." And so
got sullied.
Sullied my vibes, and I think I've had enough of Brodrings today. I've had enough of your nonsense. So how about this? You tell me the truth, and we'll be gracious enough to leave one of yous alive. He's going to use an intimidation move. So what is both of your charisma stats?
3.
4.
That's what I thought. Jake, can you just roll 1 purple and let me know the results of it? So
the purple is 2 failures.
Okay. So he is going to fail on both of you.
Okay.
He does not succeed on his threat, and there's going to be a disadvantage in that as well. Actually, 2 disadvantages. And
his voice cracks.
I know what the. I'm leaving. What is life? I think maybe the 2 disadvantages are going to be, as he's doing this, he's being pretty loud, right? He's not being discreet as he's shouting his threats at you. And this is going to get the attention of, I think, the nearby people walking around. Okay. And so you see some people kind of walk by the alley and they kind of scurry away. But we'll have the rest of that come back into play later. Saoirse, it's your turn.
Saoirse, if I'm not mistaken, has not physically struck anybody yet. Like, she took a swing at Zampa? No. Okay, that's good, actually. Because I'd like to turn this back around on him, and even though she's coughing and she's having a hard time keeping her balance and her fighting stance up because she's been hurt, she's going to say, "Gentlemen, is this how the associates of the De Piede family act? Attacking those who were just seated at the family dinner table? This is, speaking of dishonor upon the family name, I believe I would think twice before I engaged in such activities." And this is directed at the goons. This is not directed at Zampa.
Yeah. Okay, so you're clearly making some kind of a fear roll.
I was really hoping I could do camaraderie, because that's what I'm good at. That's why I wanted to play up, camaraderie? Because we were sitting at the table.
You did say gentlemen. You did reference the family, respect. Okay, I'll give you camaraderie.
Yes!
Difficulty 2 for the goons.
That's what I wanted. Finally, a good odds roll. Once again, 2 advantages but a failure. Yeah.
Okay, so what was it specifically you were trying to do in that situation? I should have asked sooner.
Get them to stop fighting, or get them to hesitate. Get them to think this is a bad idea. Change hearts and minds. Yeah. So if that failed...
Yeah, that failed, I think, they see what you're doing, right? That they are loyal to Zampa. I think maybe, you don't know, they're unconscious, maybe, in their heart of hearts, they believe you, but they gotta follow what their boss says. But I think the 2 advantages, I'm gonna lump that with the 2 advantages that I had, the 2 disadvantages from earlier. Okay. As you're shouting and making some noise.
Yeah. It's a bit of a monologue, yeah.
Yeah, let me hold on to that. The goons are going to go next, as it is their turn. Right. So, let's just make 2 more attacks, shall we?
Oh, lordy.
Alright, so Zataar, you're going to hit 1 from me, but I have a disadvantage.
This one is a success. Nothing else.
Ooh, wow.
Alright, the goons for Saoirse, 1 is a success with a disadvantage, and the other is a failure with an advantage.
Ah, there you go.
So Zataar, you get hit twice.
Yep.
I think 2 of the goons just come in, just whack. Just 2 more bludgeoning hits.
Hate that.
Saoirse, you get one more bludgeoning hit from the side. You know, Alfonso, Rodrigo, and Chuck just wail it.
Chuck.
I think
No.
the disadvantages and the advantages all cancel out overall, right? Because I had a disadvantage.
Yeah, I didn't have any on mine.
And then you had one advantage. Or there's one more disadvantage left overall, right? Yeah, we'll say that. That's the math. And so I'm going to say that
Saoirse's hurting.
the one goon who didn't land a hit, he is going to be... I think maybe he did find what you said low persuasive.
Yes.
And so he kind of held back. So I'm just going to say there's a little dissension. But what happens next after these goons? Well, before I say that. So Zataar, you've been hit 3 times today. That's not much left. I think if Vitality was 6, if I remember.
Yeah.
I know Saoirse's was.
Saoirse, how much do you have left?
I have 2.
So you're both looking very bad. Like, this is very bad shape.
Oh, I am fully aware. Thank you, my friend.
Beaten, bruised, cut, tired.
This is what's known as the DM brag.
It is. I'm just trying to heighten up the situation. Zampa sees it, and he's still kind of chuckling a little bit. But Jamie,
Yeah.
can I have Hugh make an extra roll?
I would love to make this next roll, Nathan.
Difficulty 2 with a boost. That's right. An extra roll.
What would it be? Weapon handling?
I think it's technically spell casting.
Spellcasting. Okay.
Yeah, Jake. Yeah, we got some spicy.
So, that's another failure. With an advantage.
With an advantage?
There's one advantage, but it is a failure.
I'll take it. That's all I need.
Oh, good
That's all I need is something.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me paint the scene.
Yeah.
Zataar, Saoirse, in the middle of these 4 goons, having just gotten literally beaten quite heavily. Zampa, he's stepped back to the side, standing further off in the alley, chuckling. Then from behind Zampa, a wall of flames erupts around him. This blue space now illuminated with orange. And you see Zampa, his laughter drops as now panic covers his face. That is going to be the advantage. You didn't hurt anyone with this move.
It missed.
But in this moment, Zampa is scared, and the goons stop what they're
This
doing.
is the second time today that he's been attacked by a giant fire thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's at this moment that Zataar and Saoirse see Core and Ticket show up at the other end of the alleyway. Ticket is wielding her gauntlet, angled at Zampa.
So did she go back to the ship?
You'll have to ask them. You have to ask them.
Okay.
You have to ask them.
All right.
You have to ask them, Zataar. Sorry that we're a little late to the second brawl of the day.
And Ticket says, "Yeah, that's what you get. You don't mess with." Oh, I think I missed. Oh, okay. I'll dial it back. Okay, I'll try again.
And so then Core, he gets to go too. He's going to rush in, and he takes out his bludgeoning weapon. He's got, we said, like a gaffy stick.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think I learned the real name for it is a Totokia.
Whoa, okay.
Gaffy
Sure.
stick is the Star Wars name, but the real name is Totokia
Can
or
you
something like
super quick remind me what it looks like? I don't remember.
that. Yeah, it's just a long staff with kind of like a bulbous end for whacking.
For whacking.
Yep.
For whacking. So
The whacking stick.
he's gonna rush in and he's gonna attack with a boost for the element of surprise. That's just a plain success.
All right.
Plain success. So he runs in and he's just gonna whack Zampa from behind, bludgeoning him from his back as well. And they've now entered the fight. Zataar, it's your turn.
Zataar is conflicted because he still wants to maintain this ruse. He still wants to maintain being on the good side of the Dipieres. So he doesn't want to.
Oh, sure.
He doesn't want to too badly harm any of them. He just really wants to end this as quickly as possible. So he's going to try and intimidate the goons by kind of in a hushed tone, like obviously not directed at Zampa, but directed at them. And he's going to say, "Whether you win or lose, how do you think Tito is going to feel when you get back to the manor tonight? How do you think Dito is going to feel when he hears that his honored guests who are doing a job for him were viciously attacked and ganged up on in an alleyway by, well, you five? How do you think he's going to feel about that?
That's very good. Please make a fear roll.
Dishonor. Dishonor on you.
Difficulty 2.
Dishonor on your cow.
And I'm going to give you a boost because that was, I think, genuinely scary. I think that would be very effective.
Is that a bad roll?
Well, it's a failure with 2 advantages.
You just can't cut a break.
Yeah.
Cannot catch a break today.
I think Alfonso, who's clearly the toughest of them all, he sees, because you're trying to roll to make him stop, right? That's plain and simple, right?
Yeah.
I think he says, how you think Dito's gonna feel when he finds out you've been lying to him?
He doesn't know that, though. He just really strongly suspects
and then when he says,
it.
And when we find out what that lie is, we're gonna run right up there, and Zampa's gonna rat you out like the sea rats you are.
Oh, boy.
Really getting lost in the weeds with these metaphors.
Yeah.
They are getting a little lost. So the 2 advantages I'll give you, I think maybe on their next turn, they're not going to attack you, though, because I think they realize, they're here to get info out of you, not kill you. Because if they do kill you, then you're right. They'll be in trouble. So they need to get the lie out of you. And so the goons are not going to attack next turn unless Zampa is able to get the info from you.
Okay.
So speaking of which, Zampa, he's a little more preoccupied, though, by the 2 newcomers. And he's still spooked. He turns and he sees Ticket and Core, who he's not met before. The last 2 members of the crew he has not yet met. But he sees them, he sees the gauntlet, and he goes, hey, you 2 are from that Dragon Guy's crew. And you can see, like, he's trying to be tough, but he's like, what do you guys, what brings you here? Why, though? What's the...
But,
stop it.
But
I'm
why,
doing
though?
a thing. Get out of here. This is our business. We're preoccupied. I got it. No, here's what I'm going to say. What business do you have with these 2 schmucks?
He hasn't put it together yet?
I'm giving you that for now because I don't want to blow your cover yet. But it's been like a couple seconds.
Can we, like, talk just, like, out of turn?
Sure.
Like, if we're not fighting, can we just talk?
Sure.
Zataar to Core says, our good friends from the Kaiserion. The Kaiserion and the Genie's Revenge have been close friends for some time now, haven't we? And coming to the aid of our Captain Saoirse is definitely strengthening our bond. Hey, Core.
Okay, I'm going to have you roll camaraderie for that.
Okay.
I love that.
I'm going to give you a boost because you guys are on the same crew. The goal is for Core to pick up what you're putting down. I'm going to make the difficulty be 2.
Yes.
I better hope this is... I was going to say...
It's a success with 2 disadvantages.
So the success is Core picks up what you're putting down. Can the 2 disadvantages be Ticket doesn't?
You know why that's so funny to me?
That's very
because
good.
I just realized for this entire story since she set foot on the Kaiserion, she's been desperately trying to figure out when it's a good thing to lie and when it isn't.
That's very
and it's
good.
never been more important than right now. There's math equations floating around her head as she tries to figure out, do we tell the truth or lie?
That's it. That's exactly it. Yep. Okay, so Core gets it. His facial expressions, he's on board. He's not giving you away.
Yeah.
I'll even say that he is going to be aware that Ticket may not get this because, like, he's worked with Zataar. He knows Zataar's tone, right? He gets it. But for sure, though, Ticket doesn't know what she's supposed to do, and that could give it away, but we'll see. So actually, here's what we're going to do right now. Because when there was a lie earlier, we had a contested roll from Zampa. Jamie, I'm going to let you decide in this moment. Do you want Zampa to roll for as part of his turn against a stat of tickets to see whether she can bluff, or do you want Ticket to roll maybe some kind of intelligence or charisma to see if she can
Intuit.
Keep a poker face. Yeah, intuit or poker face in this moment.
I love
what
that
I did
idea.
last time was I had Saoirse roll strength is what I did for her poker face. But I think I'll let you... I could be argued by intelligence for intuiting, ratiocination. So here are options.
Yeah.
Either Ticket rolls ratiocination,
Okay.
or Zampa's going to roll against Ticket's strength or charisma.
If I can have Ticket roll charisma, that probably gives me the best odds because I have a 3.
I would roll against your charisma.
Oh, okay. I think that's still the best bet.
That might be your best one.
Yeah.
Okay. Zampa's rolling 2 green against her 3 purple.
All right.
If he succeeds, he catches the lie. The final result is Zampa fails with 1 advantage.
Okay.
So he does not catch the lie. He believes that you are a separate crew. Whatever Ticket does, she holds her poker face well enough. I think his 1 advantage is going to be, though, that he does detect that Ticket is a different person
Yeah.
who had attacked him earlier with the gauntlet,
Yeah.
and maybe she might not be as good at it as the previous person was. So he's able to intuit that info.
Oh, boy.
So that's Zampa's turn. Saoirse, it's your turn.
Saoirse says, Zampa, I'd like to issue a formal declaration as a Brodring captain myself. I'm willing to... I think she, coughs out, like very rasping, still clearly hurting a lot. Overlook a certain few choice actions, and all parties might walk away from this particular altercation with, Dito none the wiser. Or, if ye would choose to reject this particular offer, well, things are going to get ugly very quickly.
Okay, that's a fear roll, my guy.
I love it. Let's do it.
Difficulty is 2. I will give you a boost because you have these new combatants, which have now changed the weight of the fighting from clearly being outnumbered to only slightly being outnumbered.
Sure. You have to be kidding me. I had 4 good dice and only 2 bad ones, and I still have a perfectly blank 0. Everything canceled out.
It just doesn't persuade.
This episode,
you're not the talker.
This episode sucks. This has been going so badly.
You're just not persuading them.
Oh,
it just
boy.
doesn't work, doesn't happen. Zampa is here on a mission. Now, the goons, who go up next, are not going to attack. But I do think they are going to try to maybe now detain you, hold you.
Okay.
And so I think we're just going to make 2 rolls for that. I'm going to roll to detain Zataar, and you roll to detain Saoirse.
Okay.
Difficulties, whatever their strength is. So, Saoirse, what's your strength?
It's still a 1.
And Zataar, yours?
Still a 1.
Okay. So roll on the 1 difficulty.
We haven't had chances to beef them up yet, yeah.
They have a strength of 2. So 2 green, 1 purple,
boy.
and 1 boost, because two dudes on each one is where that boost comes in. Okay.
What's happening?
I failed. Clean failure.
Same.
Same?
Incredible.
So it totally washed out on mine. The boost was blank.
Yep.
And everything just clean wash. Wow.
What?
Okay. Incredible. So they go in to grab you guys, but I think you're just able to step out of the way, because they're not dogpiling you. They're not trying to because then the fight would continue, but they're more trying to just grab you, but you're able to
grab and we just kind of step back no thanks.
yeah. And maybe you just break out from their grasp, they grab your arms and you just break out of it because it was a strength roll.
Yeah.
So that does lead us to Core and Ticket's turn. I don't want to speak for Ticket.
Yeah.
But I think Core tells her, Ticket, blast him.
Yeah.
And
she
gonna
was
step out of the way.
That's good because she was hesitant whether to do it again or not. And I think her justification is Saoirse just laid down an ultimatum and they're clearly choosing the negative option. So I think she's a little bit the meter is just barely leaning towards blast them in her mind, and she's like, okay, here we go. Okay. Boy, I gotta train this kid in magic to get better stats at some point.
Right.
She hefts up the gauntlet again and she says, We are more than fear. We are more than fear. We are more than fear. And then she launches the spell. That is a success, finally. Oh, Lord. Okay.
Okay.
Is she attacking Zampa or the goons?
I think Zampa's closer.
I would say
It's gotta be Zampa. Yeah. So I think here's what happens. Core, he was right in front of Zampa, had just bonked him. He says, blast him, steps out of the way. Ticket levels the gauntlet. I don't think she's learned to support it with her other arm.
Right.
So I think that's part of her, like, shakiness.
Yeah.
But she slams the rune on the top with her right hand. The fire column ejects outward and hits Zampa square in the face. Who had been burned previously from behind, so his suit had been damaged last time, but this is the first time he's gotten hurt by the flame, and so he's not liking that. And I think he's now taken quite a few wounds today, not as many as you guys,
right.
But he wasn't looking for this kind of a escape. And so Core, I think he's just going to make an attack as well to kind of seal this deal. And I think he says, well, I'll make the attack and we'll see what he says afterwards. See if he's cool or not. That is one advantage. That is just one advantage. So he doesn't hurt him, but I think what happens is Zampa gets hit by the fire. He kind of stumbles back, and Core is able to knock him onto his back. So he doesn't take a harm, but he's just kind of standing over him. And he says, listen here, guy. You've just messed with not one, but two Brodring crews. Where I come from, we value life. I only live once. So do you. I recommend you try to get out of here still alive. Otherwise, you're going to have the wrath of two captains, two Tanines, and a whole lot of fists up in your face. And I think while Zampa is not afraid, I think this is enough persuasion.
I like that.
As he's been hurt enough. So Zataar, though, you go next before Zampa can make that call.
He's going to sheathe his sword. He's going to walk over to Zampa and hold his cane out towards him.
Oh, okay.
And he's going to say, for the first time today, and maybe the first time in your life, pick the smart choice.
Zataar, please make one final charisma roll. I think this is a persuasion.
Probably persuasion.
I will give you a boost that is coming from Core, from Core's statement. Difficulty will be 2 at this point. The dice are in your favor.
I'm seeing a lot of faces, but I don't know what they mean.
I'm seeing a dance move.
Hallelujah.
So hands in the air.
It's a success with 2 advantages.
Okay. All right.
Right. Okay. The roll we were looking for. Zampa, whose turn is next, looks up at you, and you can see his face is not good. I mean, he's not going to take permanent scarring from this because it was a 1-point harm, but he's definitely... He's not looking good. Ash and scorches. Definitely his eyebrows are gone, for sure.
Ooh. Which is not a good look for anybody.
No, it's not. And he grabs the cane, kind of hoists himself upward, yanks it out of your hand.
Zataar holds onto the cane for just like a little bit too long. Like Zampa tries to pull it, but he's still holding on to it. Eventually he lets go, but...
And he says, listen, you got lucky, okay? By the skin of your little teeth, alright? But I want you to know this. Zampa de Piede, he never runs from a fight. He just chooses to fight at a different time. So come on, boys. Let's head back. I think there's some dessert waiting for us that we didn't finish, so...
The sprigatoli's out on the table.
There's some sprigatoli's that my mama made.
Just keep making things up.
You need to shut the hell your mouth.
Listen here, you. She needs revenge. I'm gonna get my revenge on you and on you. And then he points to Kaiserion, and I think he even walks up to Ticket, and he's like, and to Corey, he's like, and you tell your captain that, remind him what we did to him. We'll do it again. And he's, at this point, I think the two advantages are he's trying to be intimidating. And that's why he just keeps rambling. Yeah. Like he did last time. He just keeps doing something. He's like, and my father, when Tito finds out, and he's like, and when Louis Trench finds out, oh, I mean, he's just name dropping. He has lost, lost all of credibility.
Ticket blurts out, why would you tell him that you lost, though?
I think the goons are even like, oh. So that's the two advantages. The two advantages is that he leaves.
Here's the thing. She didn't mean that as like a mic drop. She was genuinely confused. He's like, I'll tell the boss about this. And she's just like, wait, why?
But why though?
The two advantages is that they leave with their tails tucked between their legs and they will not be pursuing you for the rest of today. Because they're too embarrassed.
Thank YOLO.
Oh, goodness.
Thank YOLO. So the goons and Zampa leave, which leaves a very battered and bruised Zataar and Saoirse, along with a doing pretty dang well Ticket and Core. I think Core says, wow, that guy's a prick.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, I don't super know what's going on, but that was like... He seems pretty awful. I was gonna ask if you guys are okay, but, that seems like kind of a silly question.
Yeah, not great.
Many thanks for your timely arrival. Did you happen to gain or glean any, let's say, medicine or medical supplies? Because spirits above and below, they would not be more appreciated than this very moment. For we are nearing death.
Yeah, great question.
Okay, that's a little dramatic, but no, I'm sorry, that was mean.
I mean, I was gonna tell the whole story later, but I guess now's the time. It's appropriate. Yeah, no, we talked with the doc. We had some more wangs. They were good. I liked them a lot. Turns out there's a lot of medical info to learn, and you can't just sit down at a table and just talk about it. Did you know there's more than one type of sickness? I learned that today.
Yeah.
There's more than one.
I thought it was because I wasn't paying attention for all of it that I didn't get everything, but then it turns out even if I was paying attention, there's too much stuff. There's too much medical stuff, so I got some of it.
The doc just took us to his place and we bought some books from him, so it was, should have just done that from the beginning. Not sure why we stayed there. So yeah, we got a couple books now.
It wasn't super interesting. If anyone was hoping that they could like hear about it or listen to it, nothing really particularly exciting happened.
Worth skipping, honestly. Anyway, we went back to the ship. Kareen fixed up Ticket's whole gauntlet here, and the captain was pretty impatient. Wanted to know where you were, so we came out to find you. Heard some screaming and shouting. Heard Saoirse's voice and blasted him. So that's what we've been up to. What in YOLO's name have you been doing?
Well, honestly, I would love to recount and regale you with all of our exploits of tonight. But really, what I want more than anything is just to do the thing that I'm trying to do. Because if that happens, if I am able to do it, if we can pull it off, then we'll all be on the ship, sailing away, all happy, and I need that. I need this win today. And I will explain why over maybe some fruit and water later on the boat. But I will tell you now, it has involved razor gators, organized crime, and just an unfathomable amount of lying.
Ticket has gone pale as a sheet at the revelation that razor gators are indeed real. And Saoirse says, I truly could not be in more of agreement. To that end, and she looks at Ticket and Core, there is someone you'll need to meet. And Saoirse takes a breath and kind of like tries to stand up a bit straighter. And she does because I believe in the previous episode we talked about the signal, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So she does the whistle.
Yeah, after just like a little bit of time.
They just like awkwardly wait.
And Core's like, who are we meeting?
No. Just wait.
Okay, got it. He picks up. He goes into scope and stance level 2.
Oh, I love
it.
He
leans against the wall and starts kind of like looking around, and they wait around for a second, and then coming from around the corner with her red blade cutlass, and now actually dressed up a little nicer. Beforehand, she was wearing some tattered clothes, but now I think this time she's got a black vest, some rolled up billowy shirts, like, the piratey billowy shirts, but she's rolled them up to her sleeves. The red cutlass, Silene, turns the corner, and at first is startled to see 2 more, but then seeing Zataar and Saoirse, she smiles to see that they're alive.
Okay, now that all of us are finally in one place, Silene, we have a rather enticing offer to float by you.
Thank you for listening to Night's Quest. And of course, I gotta thank our patrons, especially our Triumph Tier patrons, Lol Long May He Reign, those dang high elves again, Mike and Reagan, the canon deity of riches. You can join their ranks by going to kqpodcast.com, clicking that Patreon button, where you can get access to all kinds of bonus lore and content, including episodes that we alluded to earlier. You can explore more about the Giant's Foot and the lore of this world. Next episode will be coming out on December 8th. We can't wait to see you then. Oh man, what is his voice? Oh, I gotta get back in the mafioso voice, but it was a little lower. Zampa de Piede. Hey, what are you watching here?
Hey, bada bing.
Bada bing, hey.
Did you just say, hey, what a watching here?
Shut up. Yes, I did.